day, yogis. This is Stephen Chang coming to you live from Simha Yoga Lab in Jersey City, New Jersey. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the full streaming schedule as well as my payment information for Venmo and PayPal. My preferred way of payment is through Venmo, and my handle is Simha Yoga Lab, and the 4-digit ID code is 8096 if you're prompted for it. Classes are $10. If you're having a difficult time, $5 is fine. Please do the best you can. I stream on Instagram and Facebook, and also download the videos on YouTube onto my YouTube channel, Simha Yoga Lab. So please visit all those platforms for classes, and please let your friends know and share any postings you see on social media. Thank you so much for your help. Okay, today's class is open flow. It is a level 1, level 2. Please elevate and sit up on a block for those of you who have tighter hips or a tight lower back. So you can sit up on a block or a blanket. Any kind of elevation will be helpful if you're tight around this mid area. Please be mindful about your practice. If you're newer to my practice, welcome. Please make sure that you are making some good decisions. If you're working with any kind of limitations or injuries, right? Please don't overdo anything. If I'm out of your range, pull back a little bit, go back to the basics. You do not need to take every option. You can always modify as you go through the practice. I'll give you some modifications as well as some variations to make it more challenging. So please make some choices, pick and choose what is appropriate for your body today. Okay, sitting up tall, palms face up. Ground evenly through your seat. Let the shoulders broaden. And start to let your inhales even out with your exhales. Three arms together, inhale. Keeping the eyes closed, hands together in prayer in front of the heart, pressing the thumbs into your heart, heart back into the thumbs, lifting the heart up toward the sky, setting your intention for your yoga practice, devoting your practice to someone or something, or to yourself, your supreme self that lives within your heart. Chanting the mantra for purification, purifying the space in which you practice yoga. Call and response. Om Pavitraha, Om Pavitraha, Pavitrawa, Pavitrawa, Sarva Vushtan, Gatopiwa, Yaha Smarit, Pudrikaksham, Sapahya, Bihyandraha, Suchihi. Starting to open the eyes, palms face up. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, right ear to the right shoulder, right hand to the left side, elongating through the left side of the neck. Chin toward the right shoulder. Release back to center. Drop the right hand, left ear to the left shoulder, left hand to the right side. Chin toward the left shoulder. Release back to center. Drop the left hand, chin toward the chest. Big circles with the head in one direction. Ear to one side, roll it back. Opposite side, roll the center. Take a few more rounds in that same direction. Chin back to center and pause. And then taking the opposite direction. And then back to center again. Lifting the chin parallel to the floor and neutral spine. Coming off your blocks. Extend the legs forward, separating your feet. Hands support to either side and turn your toes toward each other. And then roll out. Draw in. Roll out. Draw in. Outer rotation, circling. Back to center, switch them around. And center again, cross your shins, opposite shin on top. So this should not dominate crossing out the legs. Take the arms up high, extend. Twist to the right on the exhale. Inhale, back to center, arms up. Exhale, other side. Back to center again. Side bends, right hand down, left arm overhead. Back to center, other side. Back to center again. Legs forward, forward fold. Take it back up. Bend your knees and swing the legs back behind you, hands and knees. Measuring out, your hands about shoulders width, either middle fingers or index fingers point straight forward, and then pressing firmly into your fingertips, finger knuckles, and the pads of the hands, right? But be light on your wrists. All right, knees about hips width. On the inhale, draw the navel down, raise your tail, raise the back of the head. Exhale, round the spine, chin toward the chest. 3 times. Inhale. Cow pose, drop the navel, raise your tail, raise the back of the head. Exhale, round the spine, cat pose. 1 more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. This time, inhale, lift and kick the right heel back. Exhale, draw the right knee in toward the nose and round. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, right knee in. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, right knee in. Kick it back, open up the hips, bend the right knee, and look past your left shoulder for the right foot. And take a gaze to look down again, and then right knee to touch outside the right arm. Kick it all the way back and around. 3 times. Right knee to outside the right arm. Kick it all the way back around. Right knee to outside the right arm. Kick it all the way back. Now re-extend, square off your hips on me. And then reach your left hand back to grab the inside the right foot and kick up. Tiger pose. Then release your right foot, keep the right heel reaching back, tuck the left toes, lift the left knee. It's a 3-legged dog. Open up the hips, bend the right knee. Stay here, stacking up the hips. Right knee is reaching up, left heel is reaching down toward the floor. Re-extend the right leg, square off your hips, 3-legged dog. Step the right foot forward, warrior 1, arms up high, line up the right knee over the right heel. Inhale, lengthen front leg and reach up even higher. Bend the front knee, arms alongside. Inhale, lengthen, reach up. Bend the front knee, arms alongside. 1 more. Inhale, arms up, keeping the arms up. Bend the front knee, warrior 1. Open it up, warrior 2. Lengthen the front leg, reach up. Bend the front knee, warrior 2. 3 times. Inhale up. Exhale down is 2. Inhale up. Exhale down is 3. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Right hand to the inside of the foot, or if you need to modify, take the right arm to top the right leg. By elevating your torso a little bit, it'll be easier for your lower back and for your hamstrings and your hips. Left arm reaching up. Inhale, take it all the way back up, reverse warrior, right arm up and back. Exhale, hands to the floor, right foot stepping back, plank. Inhale, 1 rep. Exhale, push up, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Come forward into your plank. Lower the knees. Remeasure for your hands and knees. Again, 3 cat-cows. Toes are tucked under. Inhale, draw the navel down. Raise the tail, raise the back of the head. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. This time, on the inhale, lift up and kick the left heel back. Exhale, left knee in toward the nose. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, left knee in. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, left knee in. Kick it back, open up the hips, bend the left knee. Look past your right shoulder for the sole of the left foot. Take the gaze back to the floor, and then on the exhale, left knee to touch outside the left arm. Kick it all the way back and around. Left knee to outside the left arm. Kick it all the way back around. Left knee to outside the left arm. Kick it all the way back around. Re-extend the left leg. Bend your left knee. Reach back to grab the foot and kick back. Counter pose. Release your left foot. Right hand comes back down. Keep the right toes tucked under. Lift the right knee. 3-legged dog. Open up the hips, bend the left knee, and stay here. This is sideward scorpion. Left knee is reaching up, right heel is reaching down. Right, so sideward scorpion because your left leg is in a scorpion position, right? This is the tail of the scorpion. And you're stacking it, so it's a sideward scorpion. Raise your left leg back up for 3-legged dog. Step the left foot forward, back heel down, warrior 1. Left knee over left heel, arms up high, palms facing each other. Inhale, lengthen the front leg, reach up even higher. Bend the front knee, arms alongside. Inhale, lengthen, reach up. Exhale, bend the front knee, arms alongside. Inhale up, keeping the arms up. Bend the front knee, warrior 1. Open it up, warrior 2. Same thing here, 3 times. Lengthen, reach up. Bend the front knee, warrior 2. Lengthen, reach up. Exhale, warrior 2. Lengthen, reach up. Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Left hand inside of the foot or elbow to top of the knee to modify, and then raising your right arm up. Inhale, take it all the way back up, reverse warrior. Exhale, hands to the floor, left foot stepping back, plank. Inhale on breath. Exhale, push up, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right heel up. Exhale, right knee in toward the nose 3 times. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, right knee in. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, right knee in. Kick it up again. Open up the hips, bend the right knee. Right knee to outside the right arm and touch 3 times. Kick it back up and around, right? Sideward scorpion. Right knee to outside the right arm. Kick it back up, sideward scorpion. Right knee to outside the right arm. Kick it back up, sideward scorpion, and stay here. Right knee again, reaching up, left heel down. So as you reach your right knee up, you're stacking the hips for the hip opener, and then left heel down for the hamstring stretch. All right, re-extend the right leg, square off, step the right foot forward. Warrior 1. Take the left hand to catch your right wrist, extend up, side bending to the left. Take it back to center, switch hands, right hand catching left wrist, side bend to the right. Take it back to center, wrap the hands back behind you, interlace, broaden your shoulders, reach your knuckles back, lift up, gaze upwards. Listen up, come back to vertical. Keep the spine in a neutral position, right? Lean forward about halfway, so you're in a diagonal, maybe about 45 degrees. Then angle your torso over to the left, and then bow forward, maybe about parallel to the floor. If this is good enough, you are staying here. Keep the spine relatively neutral. If you have a little bit more depth, keep the spine straight and bow forward a little bit more. And then everyone can go ahead and release the crown of the head toward the floor as you reach your knuckles up and over. This is your devotional warrior. Alright, come out of the pose. Lift the head, lift the torso through a more neutral spine, come all the way around and up and around on me, and then raise the arms back up, warrior one. Open it up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extend the side ankle. Again, you can take a modified position, or you can take the right hand down, left arm up. Extend the side ankle, left palm to face down and reach forward. Inhale, take it all the way back up. Reverse warrior. Lengthen out the right leg, triangle. Tip the left hip back, reach your right hand forward. Right hand to tap the shin, left arm up. So this is your modified version, right? So since you're higher up, it's easier for your hamstrings, for your lower back and your hips. If you have a little bit more range, you can take it a little bit lower on your shins, or we have the full pose. Right hand directly to the floor, left arm is up. And then to come out of the pose, give yourself a slight bending of the right knee, and that will reduce the pressure to your hamstrings, right? And then come up, and as you come up to take a reverse triangle, you can go ahead and lengthen your right leg. Reach it back up and behind you. Then bend the front knee, hands to the floor, right foot stepping back, plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left heel up. Exhale, left knee in toward the nose. Kick it up 3 times. Left knee in toward the nose. Kick it up. Left knee in. Kick it up again. Open up the hips, bend left knee, sideward scorpion. Left knee to outside the left arm and touch. Kick it back up, sideward scorpion. Left knee to outside the left arm and touch. Kick it back up, sideward scorpion. Left knee to outside the left arm. Kick it back up, sideward scorpion, and stay here. As you stack, left knee is reaching up for the hip opening. Right heel reaching down for the hamstring of the right leg. Raise the left leg back up, square off, step. Left foot forward, back heel comes down, warrior one. Right hand to catch your left wrist. Extend up and side bending to the right. Take it back up, switch hands, extend, side bending to the left. Back to center, release your hands. Wrap the hands back behind you, but take the opposite thumb on top, non-dominant interlacing of your hands. Broaden your shoulders, reach knuckles back, lift up, gaze upwards, ecstatic warrior. Come up to a vertical line with your torso. Lean forward about halfway. Keep that vertical line, or keep that lengthy line actually. You're in a diagonal now. Then angle your torso over to the right, but keep that lengthiness of the spine. And then bow forward about halfway. Keep the lengthiness. So you're working into the hips, but keeping a lengthy spine. If you have a little bit more, keep that lengthy spine and bow forward a little bit more. Then now everyone, if you're ready, release the crown of the head toward the floor. Keep reaching your knuckles up and overhead. This is your devotional warrior. Then on the inhale, lift back up through a straighter spine, square back forward, release, warrior one. Open it up, warrior two. Reverse warrior. Left arm up and back, extend side angle. So again, you can modify. Elbow to top of the left leg, right palm facing down to reach forward, or take the full pose. Left hand all the way down, and then extending the right arm forward. Inhale all the way back up. Reverse warrior. Lengthen out the left leg, triangle. Tip the right hip back, reach your left hand forward. Modified position, a little bit easier. Left hand on the upper part of your shin. If you have a little bit more range, it could be a little bit lower. Or all the way down to the floor, right arm up, triangle. So in triangle, notice this intensity into your left hamstrings, right? So if you're in particular not very flexible in the hamstrings, to come out of the pose with straight legs is rather difficult, right? So to keep safety, the smart thing to do is to bend the front knee just a little bit to release that tension into your hamstrings to come up, right? So let's do that together. To come up, slight bending of the front knee. As you come up into reverse triangle, re-lengthen your left leg and reach your left arm up and back. Then bend the front knee, hands to the floor, left foot stepping back, plank. Inhale on breath, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up dog, exhale, down dog. Start to walk your feet forward toward your hands and take yogic squats. Your feet are wider than your hands. Alright, so turn your toes outwardly, let the feet go a little bit wider than your hips, and then bending at the knees to let the seat draw down. Now, if your Achilles, right, really tight and you're not able to keep the heels down, you can stay on your toe tips, right, but support with your hands so that you're nice and balanced here, right, and you're stable. Without your hands, you could be kind of shaky, right, especially if you don't take a lot of squats. So go ahead. If you can, press your heels all the way down and then hands together in prayer. Now, for those of you who have blankets, a very nice way to modify for that is to take your blankets. For example, if you're really tight, right? Take the thickness of the blanket and then press your heels down against the blanket, right? So it's as if you're raising the floor to meet your heels as opposed to your heels trying to reach for the floor. So this way you can feel the stability of that groundedness through the heels, but you're much more in a modified position and still staying pretty safe here, right? Now yogic squat. So yogic squat, just to hold it for a bunch of breaths, is quite helpful for the flexibility, the mobility of the lower back and your hips, right? This nice balance between dynamic strength and flexibility, right? So as you hold this, you're actually strengthening as well as you're creating flexibility at the same time. All right, let's extend the left arm out to the side and press your left hand to the floor so you can be on your fingertips. Press your left arm to the inside of the left leg. Create that resistance, right? Then extend the right arm out and behind you, half bind. All right, with the half bind, your palms are facing away from you. You're pressing top of the right hand behind you and let the right shoulder draw up and back. Right, so use the resistance of the left tricep pressing into the left knee so that you can draw the right shoulder further back. So that is a nice rotation and then an openness into the front of the right shoulder. If you can take the full bind, left arm takes internal rotation, which means the thumbs roll down and behind you as you bend your left elbow to reach back and grab the other hand. So this is your full bind. And start to release, come back to center, switch sides, right hand down to the floor, you can be on your fingertips, press the right tricep to inner right knee, extend the left arm out, and then left hand behind you, half bind. Let the front of the left shoulder draw up and back, press into your right tricep to the inner right leg. Then take a full bind, right hand Thumb rolled down and back behind you as you bend your right elbow. Wrap around the right shin and bind the hands behind you. And then rotate to the left. Start to release. Come back to yogic squat. And then let the hands come down with your hands supporting. Slowly start to lift the seat and turn the heels wide. So you're about mats with distance and your feet are parallel to each other. Alright, and then sway out your hips side to side to release some of that tightness and loosen things up. Alright, come back to stillness. Bend at the knees, let the seat drop a little bit. Lift the back of the head and the upper back. So now you're coming into a straighter spine with your spine. And then lift the torso high enough so that the arms can go outwardly. And maybe your belly is still making contact with your thighs, that is okay. And you're looking for the quads about parallel to the floor. Tail reaching back, crown of the head reaching forward, elongate through the spine as you extend the arms out. So you're working on the hips, lower back, and quads here. If you want to activate, lift your toes and press your toe mounds to the floor, and that should fire up your shins as well. For another 3, 2, and 1. Release your toes, reach your arms forward, lift the upper back, and then lengthen out the legs as you come up, taking into a slight back bend. Come back up to vertical, side bending to the right. Back to center, side bending to the left. Back to center. Step the left foot in towards center. Draw the right heel back. Shiva Nataraj, dancing Shiva. Right hand reaching forward. Notice the palm is facing the left side of the room and the thumb is facing up. Do not turn that hand side to side. Keep that right hand in that orientation so that when you sweep the right hand back to grab the inside of the right foot, the right arm, right shoulder stays in neutral position. Inner thighs together, left arm forward to counterbalance, and then as you lean forward, kick the right heel back, Shiva Nataraj, dancing Shiva. Let's revolve your dancer's pose. Keep the left leg. Switch hands. Left hand to grab the inside of the right foot. Reach your right arm forward. So this is your revolve dancer. Release your right foot. Step it all the way back. Up and around. Warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Exhale, hands to the floor, left foot stepping back plank, and lower all the way down to the belly. Keep the hands alongside the rib cage. Progressive cobras, 3 of them. Inhale, lift up, baby cobras. Your belly and your lower ribs stay on the floor. Exhale, lower arms all the way down. Inhale, lift up a little higher, so your belly and your lower ribs come away from the floor. Exhale, lower arms all the way down. Inhale, lift up even higher. So go to the fullest extension. It could be full extension of your arms. It could be slight bending of the elbows, depending on your range. Whatever it is, lift up as high as you can and hold. So this is your cobra pose, Bhujangasana. And start to break, bend the elbows slowly. Lower down, and then child's pose. Lift the hips, draw the seat back toward the heels, and fold. I'll give you 5 breaths here. Those of you who want to take an inversion, your option to take a headstand, forearm stand, handstand. So if you're taking a headstand, classic, grab opposite elbows, set up your fist, crown of the head to the floor, walk it in, and come up for your inversion. Right? You can take any variations you like. work on whatever is your appropriate pose for today and your level of practice. All right, start to make your way back down and take it back to down dog. Yogic squat again. Step the right foot forward to outside the right hand, left foot forward, outside the left hand. So again, if you need a little bit of help and you have a blanket, take a blanket, step on the blanket with the heels, toes are turned out, go as wide as you can right here. Not as wide as you can, go wide enough so that you can comfortably turn the toes out and draw the heels down to the floor as efficiently as you can. Now, for those of you who are tight and your heels are really close, perhaps that's the reason why you can't get your heels to the floor, and if you adjust and go wider, perhaps you can find the space, right? So that's actually a really good adjustment for many of us. So for those of you who are kind of tight but maybe can reach better, widen out your heels. That is a dramatic difference. All right, once you have your yogic squat, hands together in prayer, press your elbows into knees, knees back into elbows. All right, this time we'll take into standing position. So right hand to the floor, left arm up and behind you, half bind. You can stay in the half bind, right? If your shoulders are pretty tight or if your hips are pretty tight and you know you're probably going to have a difficult time standing up. If you have a full bind and can do all this in a full bind, keep in the full bind, all right? So wherever you are, gazes to the floor and lift the seat up a little bit. Walk your left foot in towards center. Then bend both knees and shift the weight to left foot as you pick up the right. So this is standing Marichyasana. Right? It could be a full pose like this, or it could be a half pose. Just your right arm pressing to inside the right leg, left hand behind you to a half bind, right? So this way is a lot more accessible because you don't have to take a full bind, but you're very close to where you need to be, right? Which is pressing the right knee to open, left arm back to open up the left shoulder. All right, wherever you are, step the right foot back down, turn the left toes back out, come back to yogic squat, and release your hands. Resetting. Second side, press your left arm up, right arm up and behind you, half bind. So you are staying here or taking the full bind. This time I'll give you the demo for the half bind to come up. All right, so keeping your left hand out. Everyone take a gaze to the floor, lift the seat up, walk your right foot in towards center, right toes point straight forward, bend both knees and shift the weight to your right foot, and then pick up the left. All right, so that's how you can come into the half bound variation. Otherwise, the fully bound variation is take the full bind, walk your right foot in, shift to your right foot and pick it up. Pick up the left. Start to release. Step the left foot back down, turn the right toes back out, come back to yogic squat. All right, hands to the floor with your hands supporting. Lift the seat up, lengthen out the legs, turn the heels back wide. And so you're about max width distance and your feet are parallel to each other. And sway out the hips again, side to side. All right, come back to stillness, towards center, bend at the knees. Your thighs again about parallel to floor. Tail reaching back, crown of the head reaching forward. But this time, we're going to lift the torso a little higher so the hands can come back. And then reach your arms out and forward. Holding it here. Another 3, 2, and 1. Slowly rise up. Take it back into a slight back bend. Come back to vertical. Side bend to your left. Take it back center. Side bend to the right. Back to center again, arms up. Step the right foot in towards center. Shiva Navdaraj, dancing Shiva. Draw the left heel back. Left hand forward. The palms are facing the right side of the room. The thumb is facing up. Keep that left hand in this orientation so that when you take the left hand straight back behind you, you can grab the inside of the left foot with the left hand with the more neutral shoulder and arm. Inner thighs together, right arm forward. Lean forward as you kick back. Dancing Shiva. So this is within the family of dancers poses. Stay on the right leg, dancing Shiva into revolve dancer. Switch hands. Right hand grab inside the left foot and left arm reaching forward. Begin to release. Step it all the way back into Warrior Two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, hands to the floor. Right foot stepping back plank, lower all the way down to the belly. Alright, this time you're going to reach hands back, doing the same thing, lifting in 3 heights. This is going to be harder because your arms are working differently, right? So, press the tops of the feet to the floor and the palms to the floor. Inhale, lift up just a little bit. Lift up even higher. And then lift up even higher. Press strongly your hands and the tops of the feet to the floor so you can lift the upper back. And release all the way down. Hands alongside the rib cage. Lift the seat for child's pose. And then again, staying here for 5 more breaths, or take another inversion of your choice. Headstand, forearm stand, handstands. Headstands could be classic, could be tripod. Forearm stands, handstands. You can do any transitions you like. When you're ready, make your way back, down dog. Bend the knees in that one breath, exhale. Walk or jump your feet forward between your hands. Feet together, knees together. Take it up, chair pose. Stepping on the left foot, pick up the right knee and take a tree. Soak the right foot in the left leg. Try to go above the knee joint if you can. If that's really tough for you, difficult for your hips and hard to balance, then go below the knee joint and that will make it a lot easier for you. What you do not want is to press the heel directly into the knee joint. Right? You can push the knee joint out of place, right? So that could be a little bit injurious if you keep repeating that pattern, right? Then raise your arms up and out. Once you steady your tree, you may remain here or take any additional variations you like. Options could be wrapping your hands back behind you, broadening your shoulders, reaching knuckles back. You can even challenge your balance by looking upwards. You might stay here and add on a side bend to the right. So notice your hips have to side bend to your left. Right? So the adjustment to your left, as you side bend to the right. Alrighty, starting to break, arms up, draw the right knee forward, step the right foot down, chair, dive forward, crow pose. Hands come forward, about 1.5 feet from your toes, shoulders width. Bend the arms back. Notice you don't want to bend the elbows outwardly, right? That will create a lot of pressure to the outer edges of your wrists, and it lifts your inner edges of your hands, right? So that doesn't help you structurally to hold up any weight. What you do want is to roll the eyes of the elbows forward so that when you bend the elbows draw back in space. Now you can take the knees to back the arms or to the sides of the arms and squeeze in, right? So I would prefer the back of the arms, right? Gaze forward to the floor slightly. As you shift the weight forward, when your elbows line up over your wrists, the weight transfers far enough forward, your toes will get lighter to come off the floor. All right, rather than jumping back, just step the feet to the floor, come back, and then lower the heels down, bend the knees, come back up to chair. Stepping on the right foot, pick up the left leg, tree pose, second side. Above the knee joint or below the knee joint, never directly on the knee joint. Hands together in prayer, arms up and out. Steady your balance here, wherever you choose to take this pose. Gazes to the floor, slightly ahead of you. Those of you taking additional variations, anything you want, or do what you did on the first side with me, which is wrapping the hands back behind you, but take the other thumb on top. Broaden your shoulders, reach your knuckles back. If you want to add on a balance, you can start to look upwards and maybe even lean the upper torso slightly back. If you want to go to side bend, come back to neutral first. As you side bend to your left, your hips have to move to the right to counterbalance the weight distribution. Alrighty, start to finish up. Take it back up, arms up, left knee forward. Step the left foot down, chair. Exhale, dive forward. Second crow pose, right? So any crow pose variation you should want. So again, the setup is your hands and your feet should be about 1.5 feet distance. Now, if you're taller, quite much taller, right? You might need to take your hands further forward because the length of your arms and your legs are going to be different from someone who's a little bit more average in height. Right? So you might need 2 feet or more depending on how tall you are and how long your limbs are, right? So otherwise, about 1.5 feet is pretty good for most of us. So hands about shoulders width and roll the eyes of the elbows, which is also the crease of the elbows, right? Normally, when you place your hands down, they're facing each other. So you have to think about rotating at the shoulders so that the elbows roll, the eyes of the elbows or the crease of the elbows roll forward, so that when you bend the elbows go back. Because if you don't make that adjustment when you bend the elbows go sideways, right? So make sure that when you take this pose, that you roll the crease or the eyes of the elbows forward, bend the arms back, knees to the back of the arms or to the sides of the arms, and then as you tip forward, line up the elbows with the wrists, and the weight transfer will be enough for you to shift forward and take the feet off the floor. All right. Step the feet back down. Lower the heels, bend the knees, rise up again, chair pose. Stepping on the left foot, pick up the right knee. Right hand to right knee or yogic toe lock and extend. Left arm reaching out to counterbalance. And then open up the knee or the heel to right side. So if you have the full extension of the right leg, you can do it here. Also, keep in mind, if you have the big toe but you don't have the full extension, you can always bend the right knee. Alright, so this is a good option as well. Otherwise, if you're taking hand to knee, this is where you are. So you have several options here. Work with that, whichever one is most appropriate for you. Alrighty, take it back to center. Step the right foot down, chair. Exhale, guide forward. Take 3 breaths here. Standing forward bend. We'll take a twisted chair this time. Bend the knees. Rise up for chair. Hands together in prayer, twisting to the right. Hook the left arm to outer right knee, hands together in prayer, and then line up the knees and twist to the right. You may stay here in this twisted chair, or take it to side crow to the right side. Alright, break. Square back to center. Exhale, dive forward. 3 breaths again. Alright, this will give your legs a little bit of recovery time. Alright, second side, bend the knees, rise up, chair. Stepping on the right foot this time. Pick up the left knee. Left hand to left knee, or yogic toe lock. Extend, right arm out. This time I'll give you the modified version, or the easier version of the pose. Alright, hand to knee. And then open up the knee or the heel to the left side. Alright, so this is your modified position. This is your full position. Within the full position, you can modify again with a bent knee position. Begin to break. Step the left foot back down, chair. Exhale, dive forward. Standing forward bend. Let's take 3 breaths here to allow the legs to recover. Alright, bend the knees. Rise up, chair, twisted chair, hands together in prayer. Twist to left. Now keep in mind this. You do not have to keep your hands together in prayer to twist to take the pose. If you're tighter around the hips and the rotation is difficult for you, right? You can break it all up. Take the left hand to left hip and stabilize. Reach your right arm out to left side and hook the arm in first. Readjust your knees to make sure that they stay lined up. Then take the hands together in prayer and then deepen the twist. So by supporting with your hands, you can actually work more productively through the twist, right? And those of you going for side crows to the left. Begin to break. Inhale, take it back up to chair. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Let's take 3 breaths here again. Now stay with your feet to the floor and start to bend your knees. Right? We'll take that yogic squat to a much more advanced variation, which is feet together, inner calves are together, right? As close together as possible. Keeping your heels down. Can you draw the seat all the way down? Not all the way down, but draw the seat toward the heels and maybe release your hands and balance here. Right? So obviously, if you are having a difficult time with the original squat, with your feet separated and toes turned out, and you still can't get the heels to the floor, you're probably not able to get it here, right? So this is for those people who are a little more advanced. They want to get a very deep quad stretch, especially toward the shins, right? This really challenges the stretch to your shins. Those of you who aren't able to, you're probably closer to your hands on the floor supporting and just trying to get the heels toward the floor. All right, let's break. Hands to the floor. Extend the legs out and shake it out. All right, see this final twist, keep the left leg extended. Step the right foot over. Right hand behind you, left arm up and twist to the right. Now, if the elbow to the top of the right leg, right thigh like this, forces you to round, right? And shrug. That means this is a little bit tight for you. If that is the case, then you can wrap the arm around the front of the knee or even the hand to grab the front of the knee. This way, it will give you a lot more space so that you can sit up tall and rotate from that central axis, right? So you do not want to round and shrug just to twist here. You want lengthiness to twist. All right, inhale back to center. Exhale, counter twist to your left. Now you're keeping your legs as they were. Back to center. Now switch legs. Right leg forward. Step the left foot over. Flex your right foot so that you can ground the back of the right leg to the floor. Keep the left foot flat to the floor and the left knee is pointing upwards. Left hand behind you. Right arm up. Elongate through the spine. Rotate to the left. And then take the arm positioning with the elbow to top the right leg, if you can maintain a vertical line with your spine. If not, maybe wrap the arm around the front of the knee, with the hand to the front of the knee. Lengthen and twist. Inhale, take it back to center. Exhale, counter twist. Back to center again. Extend both legs forward. Hands to either side of you. As you slide the hands out, your arms are actually carrying some of your weight of your torso. Lower down gently. Keep the left arm out. Left knee comes in for the recline twisting to the right. So you're rolling to outer right hip, outer right leg for the spinal twist. Try to keep the left arm, left shoulder blades flat to the floor. So your shoulder blades are acting as your feet right now, right? So you're stabilizing with both shoulder blades flat. And take it back to center, switch legs, switch arms. And twist the other direction. Left hand, outer right leg, rotating to the left. Keep the right arm, right shoulder blades flat to the floor. And take it back to center again, hugging both knees in. Step the feet to the floor. Slide the legs forward, separating the feet, toes turn out, arms alongside the body, palms face up, and let it all go, Shavasana. Final relaxation. Begin to reconnect to the breath and start to move the fingers and the toes. Reach the arms overhead, stretching in opposite directions. And then rolling over to the right side and come up to a comfortable cross-legged position. Reconnecting to an even seat, a lengthy spine, shoulders broad, breath deep. And let the neck be free. Inhale for Om. Hands together in prayer from the heart. Bowing forward, sealing practice. Come up. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Please visit again my website at simhayoga.com for the full streaming schedule, as well as my payment information for Venmo and for PayPal. My preferred way of payment is through Venmo, and my handle is Simha Yoga Lab, and the 4-digit ID code is 8096. Alright, so classes are $10 if you're having a difficult time, $5 is fine. Please do the best you can. Thank you for your time. Be well, take care. I will see you soon.